I'm supposed to tell you that you have to see both sides of Iguazu Falls, that you have to visit the Brazilian side for the beautiful panoramic view over the waterfalls, and the Argentinian side to feel how gigantic those waterfalls are. That's the standard advice, the go-to line, and honestly, it's correct. But it's also incomplete, because nobody tells you what to do with the rest of your time once you're there. I stayed on both sides. I explored both cities. I did various activities inside and outside each of them, crossed into Paraguay to see a city full of shopping malls, and I'm going to give you the honest breakdown that travel guides skip. What to actually do, what to skip, and whether you can genuinely feel a whole week here. Spoiler, you can. And the answer involves wandering through colonial ruins in the jungle, a cave full of purple crystals, birds flying around you, and a shopping mall the size of a small country. I stayed a few days in Puerto Iguazú, and I want to be straight with you from the start. The town itself is small and quiet. You can reach it easily by plane or bus from Buenos Aires or any other city in Argentina. Now, regarding the activities inside the town itself, there isn't much going on. There is a famous corner where the borders of Argentina, Brazil and Paraguay all meet, and you can see the two rivers converging. It's called the Hito Tres Fronteras. It's nice to see once, but don't plan your afternoon around it. The Brazilian side there is much more worth it. I'll talk about it later. But none of that matters, because everything in Puerto Iguazú exists for one reason. And that reason is the National Park of Iguazú. When you step into the Parque Nacional Iguazú, you immediately understand this is not just a viewpoint. You've got three circuits to explore: the lower, the upper, and the Devil's Throat, and a small open-air train that takes you between them. The lower circuit takes you down into the jungle all the way to the base of the falls. You're standing right underneath them, spray on your face, the sound coming up through the metal walkways. It's a lot. Unfortunately, some sections were closed when I visited them due to safety concerns. I'm not sure if they will reopen. The upper circuit takes you to the top edge of the falls. You're walking right above the water, watching it flow toward you and then just drop. From those platforms, you get an amazing panorama over the waterfalls and the Brazilian side. It's really beautiful with the mix of red and brown rocks, jungle and water. It's an amazing palette of color. And then there is the one everyone comes for, the Garganta del Diablo, the Devil's Throat. You take the train to the last stop, then walk about a kilometer on footbridges over the river. The sound gets louder with every step. The mist starts hitting your face, and when you reach the platform, you're standing at the edge of a massive drop, 80 meters down, where the whole river seems to fall into one place at once. I wasn't looking at the Devil's Throat, I was inside it. You can hear the people around you, and the noise is so loud that if you stay too close for too long, you generally start to get dizzy. When I visited the Argentinian side, I went as early as possible. Opening hours change depending on the season. Some were around 7 or 8 am, but honestly, just get there at the opening. The park fills up quickly. And my second tip? Go straight to the Devil's Throat first. Take the first train and head directly there. You'll have very few people around, perfect for photos and videos. You'll spend maybe 30 minutes, and by the time you leave the platform, it will already be full. Then go back and explore the two circuits. Each one is worth it. Each viewpoint gives you a different perspective on the falls. There are 275 of them, so you can't see everything from one spot. And one last thing, be careful where you eat your snacks. There are coyotes walking around the park and they will go for your food if it looks accessible. They can get quite aggressive around the food, so keep your bag zipped, please. The Argentinian side is big, much bigger than the Brazilian side, and you can easily spend a full day here. If you think the Iguazu Falls are all this side has to offer, you're leaving too early. Here's where Argentina will surprise you. About an hour from Puerto Iguazu, you have San Ignacio Mini, the ruins of a 17th century Jesuit mission. It's a completely different experience from the falls. Silent, old, with jungle growing over everything and colonial stone arches half taken back by nature. If you do it solo, you can really take your time, walk between the crumbling orange stone walls, see the trees growing out of those old constructions. It made me think of Angkor Wat. Not the same scale at all, but that same feeling of an abandoned place that used to be the center of something important. It's really worth the visit. You can easily find tour agencies in town that offer this as standalone visit or combined with the Wanda mines. I'll leave some link in the description. And those Wanda mines, they are also something to see. The amethyst and semi-precious stone mine. A guide takes a small group of around 10 people, in English or either Spanish, and walks you through how the crystals are formed. You see them in the rocks at the surface and also underground in the caves. And then the best part, you buy directly at the source. They have a shop full of amethyst in all sizes, plus few other type of stones. If you want to bring something back from this trip that isn't a fridge magnet, this is the answer. You have a good piece at fair prices here. At the end, the Argentinian side surprised me. I actually spent more time outside the city than in it. The waterfalls, the mines, the Jesuit ruins. If you take your time, you can easily feast 2 or 3 days on this side alone. After this adventure in Puerto Iguazú in the Argentinian side, I crossed the frontier to stay a few days at Foz do Iguaçu, the Brazilian side. Crossing the frontier is actually not difficult. You have plenty of buses that will run from the Argentinian terminal of Puerto Iguaçu to the terminal of Foz do Iguaçu. Some of them also pass by the waterfall park entrance at each stops. So look correctly which one you're taking and where you want to go. But long story short, it's very easy to cross the border. Now, if you decide not to listen to me and you're doing both sides in one day, fair enough. Here's something useful to know. You don't need to jump off the bus to get your passport stamped. The bus stops at the border on both sides and waits for passengers to get their stamps. That's what I did since I wasn't going back to Argentina that night. But if you're doing just a day visit on one side, you don't actually need to stamp your passport at all. That applies on both sides, but always ask your bus driver to be sure. Rules can change. Once I arrived in Foz do Iguaçu, I noticed it immediately. This side is bigger. More restaurants, more shops, more going on in the streets. Still a relaxed city, but more alive than Puerto Iguaçu. If you're enjoying this trip so far and want to follow along for more honest travel guides like this one, hit subscribe. It really helps the channel and make sure you don't miss what's coming next. Now let's go into the Brazilian side. If you want to experience that energy, spend an evening at the Marco das Três Fronteiras, the Brazilian version of the three-border landmark. Unlike the Argentinian side, which is just a viewpoint, Brazil has turned this into a proper attraction, restaurants, shops, and a nightly show. The park itself is well designed, with the benches, a big fountain, decorations, and they've recreated the look of an old colonial buildings, which puts you into an interesting atmosphere. It all leads up to a daily spectacle of dancers and performers in traditional costumes. Honestly, it's simple and nothing that will blow you away, but it's well done, it's well marketed, and worth an evening. And it gives you a first clue about something you'll notice through your time on this side. Brazil has done a better job of developing and presenting its side of Iguazu. The city, the park, the landmarks. Compared to Argentina, everything feels a little bit more polished. I tried to go as early as possible, but unlike the Argentinian side where I bought my ticket on the day, the Brazilian side requires you to book in advance because it was too crowded. I arrived at the entrance about 2 hours after opening, and the entrance itself is massive. Big reception buildings, big desks for tour groups, and a very long line of tourists waiting for the bus. I waited around 45 minutes just to board. And this was early December, not even peak season, which is a month or two later. So once again, the earlier you arrive, the better. Anyway, you board on a double-decker bus through the humid jungle. You can't see anything yet, but you can already hear it. You have various stops, and the two important ones are the last two, Tria das Cataratas and the terminal. Most people will stop at the tria to do the 20-minute walk to reach the main viewpoints. That walk is on the cliff, so you already have an amazing view over the waterfalls that are on the other side, on the Argentinian side. That's the panorama people are talking so much about. But don't stop here. You will take that walk, but on the opposite way, once you're done with the main attraction. Go to the last bus stop to arrive at the top of the elevator. You have directly the most beautiful panorama. It's here. It's amazing. Now here you can see the immensity of those waterfalls. Remember, 275. And from that viewpoint, you can see a lot of them. Take that elevator to go down and be very close to those waterfalls. Look how amazing is that. Now you can feel the wind created by the power of the waterfalls refreshing you. On the very hot days, it's kind of appreciable to say the least. And we're still not on the main viewpoint. Now you have a steep pathway to walk above the waterfall, to go to the cliff and see from far the devil's throat. Well, if you can see it, it's so powerful that you have fog that hides it, that creates that magic all around that waterfall. You have hundreds of birds flying around and as many tourists around trying to take the best picture possible. It's a mess, but it's funny. The reason this viewpoint is so perfect is that the vast majority of the falls are physically on the Argentinian side. So Brazil gets the ultimate front row seat. Yesterday I was on those walkways, today I was watching them from across the canyon. But the Brazilian side, it's all about that viewpoint, that you get on various locations, but at the end it's more or less the same one. And an amazing one, but that's where it competes on a different level with the Argentinian side. Brazil side is about a beautiful viewpoint. Argentinian side is about a day wandering through it. Visiting the Brazilian side will take you 3 hours max if you're coming midday when all the tourists are there and have to make the line to take your picture. And Brazilians knew about it. Visiting the waterfalls on their part is somehow short. So they've installed next to it an amazing place I've never seen anywhere else. Right next to the Iguazu Falls park entrance, you have another park full of birds, the Parque das Aves. And this is a non-negotiable combo. Do the falls in the morning and do this in the afternoon. Once you enter this park, you enter into a new world. You follow a circuit where you walk close to some birds, some crocodiles and snakes, but it becomes really impressive and unique when you enter the cages. You enter 4 big cages that each have various species. My 2 favorites, the one with the toucans, with the famous black and yellow-throated toucan with its orange beak, just so beautiful. You can get super close to it, but be careful, it might gonna bite you. My second favorite is this huge space where you have tens of macaws flying around you. Red ones, blue and yellow ones, full blue ones, all of them are there, and they are majestic. But what a sound they make! It can get very loud when everyone is singing at the same time. I know some people hesitate because technically it's a zoo, but these animals are rescued. They can't go back to the wild, and your ticket directly funds their conservation work and research in the national park next door. It's not a zoo built for entertainment, it's more like a conservation center that happens to let you in. It's really a unique place. I've never seen such an organization with that space for birds that can literally fly around where they are. And if you're a fan of hummingbirds, they've created a space to welcome those tiny birds. I'm a big fan of them, but those ones won't let you film them properly, not like in Costa Rica, for example. If you've got an extra day on the Brazilian side, and I recommend you do, cross the border into Ciudad del Este in Paraguay. It's a massive shopping hub, essentially wall-to-wall shopping malls. Just like the Argentinian-Brazilian border, you can cross there for a day and you won't need any stamp on your passport. On this border you can cross walking, and you should. It's kind of funny. A huge bridge with so many cars and people walking. The most impressive thing you see is on the Brazilian border, warning you about all the stuff you aren't allowed to bring back with you. Interestingly, you have cosmetic products listed, but more impressive, there are displayed guns. That's logical, right? But seeing them displayed is kind of funny and impressive. And I'll be honest with you, This place is not such a tourist destination, at least not for me. The real clientele is Brazilians crossing over to buy electronics, appliances and household goods at price they can get at home, or not at that price. For tourists, you'll find perfumes, sunglasses, small items, and yes, you can get some decent deals, but don't go there expecting a market or cultural experience. You have true brands, but you also have counterfeit products, so be careful. I entered one of the hundreds of tech stores that exist there and saw some drones. I'm a true fan of drones, I've seen some DJI ones. So I was curious and I thought I might get a good bargain. Actually, the prices were way higher than what you can get in Europe. So at the end, it's not that interesting. At least the experience is funny. Another highlight of Paraguay that people visit is the dam that produces electricity. I don't have any footage as I didn't visit it, but apparently it's an amazing engineering construction and some people might love visiting inside and seeing how it works. So that's Iguazu, both sides, both cities, and a little detour into Paraguay. If there is one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's this. Visit both sides of the National Park of Iguazu and take at least a full day for each. Don't rush it. They give you two completely different experiences and you need both to really understand what Iguazu is. And if you want to build a whole week here, you can. Between the two sides of the falls, the Parque das Aves, San Ignacio, the Wanda mines and Ciudad del Este, the week fills itself. Now if you're building a bigger trip around Brazil, I've made various videos about the most beautiful places in the country. Go have a look and the links will be in the description. And if you watched until here, thank you very much. If you like the video, drop a like, it helps a lot. Subscribe to support the channel and make sure you don't miss the next ones. See you there.